Alright, let's make sure my coordinator is working correctly. And I got my sound on. And let's take off the slideshow, put on Dota, and EL overlay. Well, not quite yet, I suppose, actually. And take the text off as well. Alright, so now that we got that all sorted out, I want to thank everyone for joining me here. We're going to be looking at this Echoleague best of 3 between Team Dumpster Fire and Team Snowflakes Assemble. I'm particularly new to the casting scene. I don't know a whole lot about either of these teams, so I'm going to be going in kind of blind. Taking a look at the drafting phase as we've gotten started here. Obviously, there's 3 bans in the drafting phase. First phase since 7.07. Looking here, it seems that the Radiant team, Snowflakes Assemble, actually pretty quick with their bans. They just open up with a Nyx Assassin, Tidehunter, and a Disruptor. Now, Nyx has been a particularly strong pick for a very long time now. Since early 7.0 days, it's been a good roaming 4-position pick. The Tide, a more recently strong meta pick as an offlaner, since the offlane is slightly changed. And the Disruptor, more of a niche thing, maybe a targeted ban. For Dumpster Fire, they're banning Shaman, Doom, and Beastmaster. These are all 3 really strong picks right now. Shaman actually a little underrated at the 5 position. The Beastmaster, just a very obviously great offlane pick with his ability to summon. He's got some new changes since 7.07 drop that have made him a better hero for the offlane even. And Doom as well is also really good this meta just because of that strong single target damage that he can throw on top of opposing carries. So really good bans by Dumpster Fire coming out at the start. Some pretty decent bans from Snowflakes Assemble as well. First pick from Snowflakes Assemble is going to be the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit, really strong pick lately. Just a really great positional support. She gives damage. She takes away armor. She's good for Roshan. She's got a dedicated stun and a spell spell immunity piercing swap, which isn't technically a stun but does mini stun on use. They're also going to go for the Omni Knight. Now, we've seen Omni Knight a lot this patch in the offlane, so we could expect this to be an offlane pick. Dumpster Fire also picking their offlaner in the second pick, as well as a support Jakiro. Now, I mean, Jakiro could be run 3, but we don't typically see a Centaur run anything besides 3. So the assumption here would be that the Centaur is going to be the 3. The pairings here are pretty interesting opening up. I would assume we're going to see some synergy for these heroes with the cores. It's also interesting that both teams opted to not pick their 4 position early, opting to pick their 3 position early instead. And both 3 positions fairly strong, not banned out of the pool, not a very offlane centered ban pool, though the offlane is starting to get a lot more focus in the ban pools than it used to. Still early 3 position picks, very interesting here. Now the next group of bans are going to be for Snowflakes Assemble, the Storm Spirit, and the Shadow Fiend. Storm Spirit, always a very strong pick because of his mobility and his ability to win mid. He always has a lot of magic damage, and he stayed strong this patch, if not necessarily a meta hero. Shadow Fiend as well, just a really great mid laner who can snowball from the lane. These also might be targeted bans. I'm feeling a little bit of targeted ban from the Storm Spirit especially. Tinker and Tiny going to be banned out from Dumpster Fire. Now Tinker has been, to me, the bane of my pubs lately. I mean, I do not see this hero picked in less than like every other game. Like it's insane how much better he is since the introduction of Kaya, and since the push has become counter push has become so much more important at the high ground. The Tiny also very strong hero lately. Now we're gonna see Luna and Spirit Breaker brought out in the second phase. Spirit Breaker definitely going to be the 4 position for Dumpster Fire. It's a hero that you see roam a whole lot. It's a hero we see dominate in the pub scene, and is even though kind of a meme hero, some might say. He's definitely still got to be treated with respect in the pro scene. You do see him get picked up sometimes, not always. Now this is an interesting pick here. The Luna comes out, and then the Ogre Magi comes out from Snowflakes. Now this means that the Vengeful Spirit's going to be in position 4, and we're going to see the Omni at 3. Really, really interesting to see the 5 position get picked so late. Vengeful Spirit does do better with gold as a support than the Ogre Magi would. Ogre, very good at being a very poor hero. He can work with just his skills and maybe a little bit of utility. Vengeful, you get some gold on her, and you can do a little bit more. She's a little bit more useful in the fights, and she pairs extremely well with Luna. I mean, just having the aura from both of them, you just do so much damage. So, some really good synergy there. Now, the Juggernaut's going to get picked up by Dumpster Fire, and they're going to last ban Puck. Puck's the hero they don't want to see in this lineup. And what that tells me is that they want to fight soon. Out of the laning phase, they don't want to get blocked by any big team fight spells that the opposing mid laner could possibly introduce into the game. So maybe Snowflakes Assemble should be looking for a mid laner with a little bit of team fight ability out of the laning phase and into the mid game. Puck also, though, just a pretty strong pick lately. Just a very even keel pick, something that you can pick and win or lose your lane, you're going to be able to come back into the game no matter what. You're going to be able to keep a good amount of control on your opponents, and there's always potential with that hero for pickoffs because of his mobility. Last ban from Snowflakes is going to be the Sniper. Sniper would be pretty good here. I mean, the Bara and the Centaur Warrunner, both just really good at frontlining, both really good at just staying in the middle of those fights and keeping attention off a squishy core. Really interesting ban. It'll be interesting to see what Dumpster Fire pick instead of Sniper. It's always very educational to glean what you should be picking from what your opponent is banning. So maybe Dumpster Fire taking some advice from Snowflakes on the sort of hero that they should be picking in this scenario. Now, a minute left on Snowflakes to pick their last hero here. What they're looking for is a mid laner, someone who deals, honestly, we could go either way with physical or magical on this one. I think more physical damage would be better here, personally. I think you want someone who's maybe a little durable. I think a Razor might be good here. So someone who can control the team fights and keep Dumpster Fire from running over you with the Bara Warrunner combo. I really like Razor, and I'm trying to think of something else that could possibly fit here. It will be very interesting to see what they pick. Now, let's talk about Dumpster Fire's Juggernaut pick. Now Juggernaut's another one of those heroes that, he's a jack of all trades. He can do just about everything. He's been very strong recently, and it's interesting to see him picked here, actually, because there's some good solutions for him on Snowflake's part. I mean, Vengeful Spirit is able to swap him out of his spin, so he's not always going to feel exactly safe spin TPing. We got that last pick. It's actually going to be Leshrac. Now, that's a really, really interesting pick. That's really interesting. Leshrac, we haven't seen a whole lot of play from. I would assume this is going to be our mid laner. We have, I've played him a lot. I've seen him a lot in the mid lane. He's the sort of hero that, you can build a Bloodstone on, or you can go another way. You can go for Kaya, Yules, Glimmer. Like, there's a lot of good ways to build him, but he's always going to be this heavy magic damage, really fast pusher. And, I think that's good. I think it's good to have some consistent magic damage in this lineup, because, Omni's damage is sort of magical, but he's offlane. He might build a Radiance. Luna's damage, she depends on some magical damage, but she also deals a lot of physical. Ogre and Venge, they deal magic damage, but the Venge also is giving aura, so that's better physical damage for herself and anyone else in the aura, especially the Luna. And the Ogre as well, he's not really going to be, shitting damage for his team. This is the hero that you don't necessarily want to fight into, because he deals so much magic damage. It can bite him in the ass a little bit. Centaur Warrunner can return some of that, and he can probably tank up a lot of that damage. Juggernaut also has very good spell immunity. And there's good mobility on this team as well, so it's really hard to say whether this Leshrac is going to work out. I think this team is really looking for like this mid-game timing. They can skill into the late game, but I think they want to have... I don't think they necessarily want to win the laning phase, but I think they want to come out ahead in the mid-game. Maybe play conservatively, maybe stack the jungle, do rotations defensively, do warding defensively, and come out of the mid-game farmed and ready to push the towers down, because they are going to have really good pushing potential. This could be a game where you see one fight, and then suddenly the 2 racks are gone if this Luna gets her way, you know. The last pick is an Invoker. A lot of magical damage, a lot of control. Something that works really well in tandem with the Spirit Breaker, just the globality. I don't know if that's a word, globality, but the global presence that those 2 heroes can have in tandem with each other is pretty magical. A lot of ganking potential for this Dumpster Fire team. I see them wanting to win their lanes, come out ahead, get really farmed on their 2 big heroes, and kind of use the other 3 to move around and gank and make space for them. And I mean, this is a team that, you know, they're not going to be strong out of the laning phase with a Juggernaut and an Invoker, but the later the game goes, the better it looks like it can get for them. That said, both teams have pretty decent late game lineups, so this could definitely go long. I honestly have no idea who's going to win this game. This is a very interesting draft. Alright, so let's get started here. Take a look at everyone's sets and items and everything. We've got Humble Korean on the Invoker, and Math Jets, I hope I pronounced everyone's names right, Math Jets on Centaur Warrunner. Got Landray 7 on the Spirit Breaker, Revamp on the Jakiro, and S-Nice on, or Snice on the Juggernaut. On the Radiant team, we've got Logical on the Leshrac. We've got 50 on Omni Knight. There's a Sunstrike right there. We've got DOS on the Luna. Nice Luna set. And Vengeful Spirit is being played by Dr. Undungeon. And then finally our Ogre Magi is going to be played by Notorious. Good sets on some of these heroes here. Now, taking a look at everyone's starting items. Let's see here. Dumpster Fire is going to be playing from the Dire. And we've got wards, but we're not playing him quite yet. Everyone's just waiting on the runes. It looks like everyone's going to take their own rune. No one's looking to impose, at least not yet. I mean, 10 seconds left, and no one's imposing. The Invoker is going to block his own wave, and the Ogre is going to block wave for the Luna. She's going to take this, or I mean the Leshrac. He's going to take the rune up top here instead. So we're going 2 for 2 on bounty runes. And I think that actually goes just slightly in Radiant's favor. Just getting the rune on a bottle-needy mid laner and still getting the block is really important. Blocks now for everybody. Let's see if anyone's missing their blocks. Juggernaut's missed his. Everyone else looks to be doing well. And even block in the mid lane. The Ogre is going to stay here for a little, maybe try to harass the Invoker, space him out a little bit, and give the Leshrac a good start. Leshrac is a pretty good mid laner in my opinion. He's got a lot of control, but he needs levels. He needs levels to feel like he's making an impact. And to do that, maybe it's good to give him a good start in the lane. Invoker can definitely be a hero that, you know, 2 waves in, it feels like you've already lost the mid lane against him. As far as the other lanes go, a little harass going on to the Centaur Warrunner. Vengeful Spirit and Luna are going to be down here together for the most part. And that leaves Omni Knight in this kind of weird solo lane. He's getting dual laned by the Jakiro and the Juggernaut. And, you know, I think this works out for him. I think that this is a pretty good lane for Omni Knight. I mean, he's a little upset that he's getting magic damage thrown on him by Revamp's Jakiro here, but he's going to have a soul ring probably pretty quick if he's getting like that solo lane. So I'm sure it'll be fine for him. And the difference is that you can now throw the Ogre mid and get first blood. I just barely catch it. Just an easy dive. Ogre, you know, this like tanky high armor hero at the beginning of the game. And as soon as level 2 comes around, you know, Fire Blast and Ignite gonna go out, and suddenly your Invoker is dead behind his tier 1. So, really good start here for Snowflakes. I'm trying to make sure I get everyone's names right. I don't want to call the teams by the wrong names. I believe it's Snowflakes, and no one's got tags either. I believe it's Snowflakes on Radiant and Dumpster Fire on Dire. Right? Anyway. 2 null tally from Leshrac, just making sure he can hit those creeps in the lane. He is also going to go for an early level Lightning Storm. Now, me personally, when I build the hero, I kind of go for this old, like, 6.85 build back when Lightning Storm was nerfed really bad. You would just max. You'd max Split Earth and Diabolic Edict. But these days, Lightning Storm's also a pretty good spell. I mean, it's got a really significant slow on it, and at the higher levels, it does do a good little bit of lasting damage. Gonna see a little bit of chase onto the Spirit Breaker. There's an Invis Rune on the Ogre Magi he might look to set up, but Jakiro has now also moved down bottom, left the Juggernaut in a solo lane with the Omni Knight. That's really, the Juggernaut's probably gotta be pretty happy with that. I mean, Juggernaut's not killing that guy. Now, Charge is gonna come out onto the Luna. They almost got this Centaur Warrunner down, but he's gonna go ahead and salve. Now they're focusing on the damage on the Spirit Breaker, and there comes a bash onto the Spirit Breaker. Sunstrike's gonna come out, and it's gonna be unnecessary as they're gonna finish the Luna regardless. Ogre is going to dedicate everything to finish off the Spirit Breaker so they at least get something for the fight, but he is also going to fall. And now we're going to chase down the Vengeful Spirit. We've got Fire Breath on him, or Dual Breath on him, and he's going to send the Magic Missile the way of Math Jets as he now runs away. The Spirit Breaker's back in, however. He's going to charge back onto the Luna, and Ogre Magi is going to set a Fire Blast onto him to discourage him from pursuing his the Ogre's carry any further than that. Now, as we see that, Miss Split Earth on the mid laner and Invoker. Now, he's doing null tally Boots. Boots now also out for Logical. He's going to get Cold Snapped here, and he's getting hit by the Forge Spirit. Sunstrike is invoked, but not enough mana to cast it. Now, down bottom, we're pushing this lane in over here. Let's put on the last hits. Maybe that would be good, right? And as we can see, Juggernaut's getting a really good lane right now. And that's what I was saying earlier, but, right before that fight started, was that, you know, I mean, they have the Jakiro up there to start, but they don't really need him up there because Omni Knight, Juggernaut has solutions against Omni Knight, even in the laning phase. His skills do everything that he needs to do. As I say that, there's a stun that's going to go onto the Invoker. Just a little bit of trade between these two guys over here. The Leshrac is ahead in CS against this Invoker. The Ogre coming down definitely helped him to get a better start, and he's getting close to his bottle as well. The Invoker going straight for Midas, at least that's his plan. A scan is going to come out from the Dire side, and they're going to be able to catch Notorious and Undungeon. They're both smoked up, looking for the Invoker. He's going to retreat a little bit. Now, Juggernaut is coming down bottom, as the Luna and Omni Knight are up top doing their own mischief. So a good dodge, a good gank dodge from the Dire side. Now they're going to do a smoke of their own with Revamp and Landray 7 smoking up and looking for maybe a kill over here bottom. The Centaur is found too, so they're looking for their options here. Now charge in from the Spirit Breaker. Now the Shrines are up. It just turned 5 minutes, so they're going to activate that. Vengeful Spirit is getting low, however. She's got to get a bash on her. Now she throws out Magic Missile, and the burn is going to be too much. She's going to fall. They switched their attention now to the Ogre Magi, but he is a tough kill. I don't know if they're going to be able to get him. Well, that said, maybe they're going to be able to do if they get a Sunstrike and some lucky bashes. And that's an easy 2 kills picked up by Spirit Breaker lineup. I mean, that's just what this lineup does, man. I mean, look at that. He's got just starting items. That's all he needs. 1 level in bash, 2 levels in charge. Spirit Breaker just does work, man. That's all he needs to do. Now, as I was watching that fight unfold, the Omni Knight came and rotated down bottom, just trying to reflect rotation anywhere the Juggernaut is. And the Juggernaut's still doing well. The Luna has also pulled ahead. Now, as I'm saying that, the Centaur Runner is going to get killed, diving for this Leshrac, and he is going to meet his end. But how much are they going to give up for this? The Invoker is also going to fall, so that's a 2-for-1 trade. And that includes the mid laner. And they're going to get some more harass onto this Jakiro. Stun's going to come out, and they're coming back onto him. He's got 1 or 2 hits left on him. Are they going to be able to finish him off? They're heading high ground for it. The Fire Blast is going to come out from the Ogre, and that's going to be able to finish him off. A haste rune onto the Spirit Breaker, but not able to capitalize on finding it soon enough to save his allies. So they died for the Leshrac, and they do get punished for it pretty hard. So a good fight for the Radiant side. Now Centaur back up to top, just gonna try to trade farm with this Luna in a solo lane. The supports on each side playing very active in these lanes. Now we're gonna do some stacking into the top jungle. Not gonna get this one. And it looks like, you know, this lane here is going to be the one that's really stable, whereas the rest of the map there's going to be a lot of rotation, a lot of movement. I think for Dire, their key to victory is to capitalize on the Leshrac. As I say that, Luna ulti is going to come out, and that's going to finish off the Centaur Warrunner. Centaur not as tanky as I think he would like to be, especially against magic damage. He did have only Mango and a Wand as far as regen goes. Maybe pick up Raindrops against this heavy early game magic damage lineup. And yet again, he's just going to TP right back up to top. He's in the trees and he's going to find himself an Ogre Magi. And he's looking for a stun. He's going to take it, and now he's getting focused down. The Luna's going to come up, and so is the Vengeful Spirit. There's 3 on him again, and if he falls here, it's going to be really bad for this Centaur. He's trapped in trees, and he is indeed going to go down. They are going to get the stun, the Ogre Magi lowest and next up, but only a Jakiro, the Spirit Breaker, having backed, so he actually is fairly low as well. I wonder what happened there. Is that just from the Luna ulti earlier? Or? And I'm also going to miss a kill mid. It seems like there was a Cold Snap Sunstrike onto the Leshrac. Just a easy little combo for the Invoker that you can do in the early game. And he's going to be able to find a pretty valuable kill in the Leshrac. I think really the Leshrac and the Luna are the two that Dire are going to look to kind of... they'll want to, as I'm saying that, charge going out mid. They're going to want to dispute their space and try to get them to not farm. A Splitter can come onto the Spirit Breaker. He's looking pretty low, but he's just going to be able to charge away. No stun able to break the charge. They weren't able to quite blow him up before he had enough time to charge away. So a valiant attempt from the Radiant side, but unable to get the kill on the Barra there. And he is you know, tanky hero. He's got a magic wand as well, stout shield, so not the easiest to kill. They do have a lot of magic damage on this lineup, so some of their kills going to be a charge onto the Vengeful Spirit. Now Cold Snap is going to come out. No, not yet. Looking for it. There it is. Going to break the TP with it, and that might just be a dead Vengeful Spirit, and indeed it is. They are going to trade the Spirit Breaker. I say that, but he is going to pop his wand, and now this Leshrac is looking to be in dire straits. He is going to get the stun is going to miss from the Centaur Warrunner. It's also going to slow down the Juggernaut, so they are actually going to miss out on that kill. So a very decent trade, just a 4 for a 4. As far as the laning phase goes, we're pulling out ahead on the Radiant side. Their cores just getting the better out of the lanes by quite a large margin. In fact, it's really that Centaur Warrunner who's the difference. He's been the one like doing the rotation, trying to help win the lanes, and it's just it's really bit him in the ass trying to stay competitive with his opponents. You know. Meanwhile, that Omni Knight, he's a top of the net worth for his team. He's just over here farming it up. I mean, look how pushed up he is. And I mean, he's now overtaken the Juggernaut net worth, and the Juggernaut has had absolute free farm. And just like that as well, we're turning that into a push. Leshrac is going to pop Diabolic Edict. It's only level 1, so it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, actually. He went to for maxing Split Earth. It does a whole lot of damage at level 4. And he's also got levels in Lightning Storm, and he took Pulse Nova at 6, actually. Pulse Nova does do a lot of damage, but it's a lot of mana to use. It's 20 a second at level 1, plus 70 just to initiate. So it's not the easiest spell to support with your mana pool, but he seems confident. Now, Radiant is going to smoke with 3. They've got Luna at the top, so maybe they're looking to make a transition over there, try to take that tower down as quickly as possible. The bar is over here, and he might spot this smoke, even though they're looking for the Jakiro. Indeed, Ogre Magi's smoke is going to break on the Bara. And now they've got 2 stuns out, that's 3, and we're going to have some magic damage on him. Got some burn going on him right now, but he's going to be fine. He's got Wand and a Shrine over there. That is a shrine forced, which, forcing the shrines is valuable. I mean, some people seem to underestimate, it's a kill gone wrong, sure. But, I mean, you're still turning this into a tier 1, and now, if you do push later on, or it becomes within these next 5 minutes that you want to make a positional stand at this shrine, Dire are going to be just that less tanky when you impose your space onto them. So really, really good movements from the Radiant here. I like their movements out of the lane. I like the power grabs. They're using those Shrek the right way. He's just such a strong tower pusher. So as soon as he got even just one level in that Diabolic Edict, they're like, all right, time to go. Now, as far as items go on our heroes here, the Juggernaut's going to be going for Battle Fury. He had a really good laning phase, so that makes total sense. Midas already up for the Invoker, and he's going straight for Aghanims. Bara would like an urn someday. He's going to be kind of poor. And I feel even worse for this Centaur Warrunner who's only level 6. And, I mean, he doesn't have gold for just about anything right now. I mean, I assume he's saving up for a Blink Dagger someday. Everyone else, I mean, we've already got Medallion now on the Vengeful Spirits. That's the one item she really super duper needs. Maybe a Force Staff or a Glimmer or something later. Going first Yasha and then into Dragonlance for the Luna. The Yasha really good, just gives her some extra damage and movement speed. And the Omni Soul Ring Drums, which is definitely the build, Soul Ring Drums. And I mean, now this is the farming game for Dire. I mean, they didn't come out of the laning phase ahead, so they're going to try to play defensively, maybe not utilize the ganking, hard-hitting aspect of their lineup so much. The Centaur having got up to not such a great start, I think they'd like to dial it back a little bit and take it slow. And it's really about what Radiant is going to do here with that knowledge. Now, they've got smoke on this Ogre Magi, and let's see if they're going to use that to set up somewhere. And indeed they are. The Leshrac not caught in the smoke, but I'm sure he's going to maybe float in their direction at some point. They are looking for this Spirit Breaker. It seems they pick him out. An interesting pick that they keep going for. They keep looking to have enough damage to kill this Bara. They're going to get a ward up here, and the smoke is going to break onto the Spirit Breaker. This time they're going to pop Eclipse for it, so they're going to find him. God, I feel pretty good about finding that kill after the third time looking for it. I mean, I mean, if you don't get him the third time after he pops your smoke like that, you gotta feel bad. So popping Eclipse for it, probably the right decision. But that being done, there's 3 now bottom, and they're not going to be able to capitalize on this with a push. So, gold from kills only goes so far in trying to find advantage on the map. Not able to quite take a tower off of that one. That said, the movements on the map do look to be in Radiant's favor. I mean, there's a lot of tension down bottom, and only an Omni Knight really here, so a lot of space that he's been making. I mean, if they leave this tower alone, for any reason, it's going to be really difficult for them to not lose that tower. I mean, he's going to push it in as fast as he possibly can, and he knows, that his team, they're going to operate on a level apart from him. He's just going to get his farm, he's going to get his items. Looks like he's building Mechanism next. And he did have to pop Guardian Angel here. He does have rotations coming in for him. He's looking pretty low. And here comes the Spirit Breaker charge as well. And now they're going to get some damage onto this Vengeful Spirit. Ice Path is also going to come out to cover the escape of the team. And that's going to be a good kill on that Omni Knight. I mean, he was the one of the top net worth heroes, so really good for them. And that's going to bring... the network's going to shake up a little bit with that. I mean, Invoker is just kind of AFK farming, so he's going to be taking over the net worth lead. The Juggernaut also staying very competitive. The trade for that was a push into top, but no chip damage quite done there. And now it looks like Dire are looking to hit the tower maybe a little. Maybe not. They're setting up here regardless. Maybe looking for a kill to transition into some tower damage instead. Now the Invoker, kind of the solo farmer, he's almost got the Aghanims. He's only about 900 away. Now Charge is going to come in onto the Omni Knight. He's out of position. He's got like 4 heroes around him. But now everyone else is here. Drums are going to get Pop Repel. Now they're going to get a stun onto the Spirit Breaker, and he's looking in trouble. He's really fast, but they're going to be able to kill him down with the Pulse Nova. And everyone else is just going to have to get out. So, measured aggression from Dire, but a good punish from the Radiant, just setting up and knowing that, their lineup is stronger. They are bringing 5, so it is hard to say that they're stronger, but just more willing to 5-man right now, definitely. More willing to dedicate the all of their space to taking towers, and that's what they're going to do here. The Macro Pyre is going to come out. It's going to kill the wave, and they are going to fortify. However, the tower will still inevitably fall. Juggernaut is going to take mid for that. He found a lucky DD rune, and he's got his Battle Fury now, so farm game is definitely on. Eclipse is going to get popped top onto the Invoker. He's out of mana, and he is super dead. So he tries to look for a kill onto this top tower. It's at 170 health, just barely not deniable. Now the Luna might be in trouble. She's got a Omni Knight, or I mean Omni Slash is going to go off on her after the Spirit Breaker charge, and indeed she's going to fall. Omni Knight's going to TP down up top to see if he can capitalize on this rotation, but not a whole lot that he can actually do. And he's just about got Mechanism finished. So the lineups here, the item buying from the Radiant side is telling me that they're ready to capitalize on their spike right now, and they're itemizing to start winning the game as soon as possible. They're taking a very active stance on this game, not going to let the Dire side just AFK farm until they have all of their items and they're ready to hit that real late game power spike. And I mean, if they play it correctly, this might work. Juggernaut's close to a Yasha building a Manta, but I mean, if his team can't help him out right now, he's going to be in no position to carry them at this point in the game. Macropyre dropped bottom by the Jakiro. He is super trapped. However, Leshrac is going to miss stun, and he doesn't have any other items yet, so going to be missed kill from Leshrac. I mean, in that situation, you do have to guess for the Split Earth. You can't just let him TP out. So a good guess. He was really close. Now the Bear Charge is going to be on him, and Invoker and Centaur Warner are coming to set up onto this Leshrac. I noticed that he also bought drums, so that's 2 drums on him. Leshrac tried to split Earth, the Spirit Breaker, but Spirit Breaker dodged by stopping his charge. And he is going to be fine under tower. The Centaur Warner is going to die, and it looks like the Bar might die as well to the Pulse Nova. Invoker also looking very low if they can find him. He did Ghost Walk, so it looks like he might be able to get away scot-free. However, a really good rotation from the strong 5-man of the Radiant side. I don't know if going for a chase under tower like that is what the Dire really want to do when they have such a good late game lineup. You know, maybe they're looking to just do something to stop this Radiant team from snowballing out of control, but they're not bringing 5 to it, and they're diving a tower like that. It's hard to go right with something like that. A charge is going to come out, it's going to hit the Vengeful Spirit, and now Juggernaut Omni Slash is going to be dedicated for it. It's not going to kill her, but she is going to fall inevitably. So a good counter kill from Dire's side, and they are close in net worth here. So it's not a stomp or anything. I mean, this is a very even game, and the Radiant side making the better moves right now, but Dire also investing a lot into that late game power spike once they've got items on the Invoker and the Juggernaut. Invoker has finished his Aghanims and is moving for Boots of Travel next. Just going to be this speedy, annoying hero with these really hard-hitting spells. Some damage going to come out of this top tower, but there's going to be a NATO onto the Leshrac, a Cold Snap, and the Spirit Breaker is there, but he's not charging. Charge, man! There he goes. Now the Brock comes out, or the Meteor comes out, so does Deafening Blast, as well as even the Spirit Breaker ulti, just to finish off this damn Leshrac. Now, he's got Yules on himself now, so next time Invoker tries to be comboing him, it might not go as well as he'd like. However, a very valuable kill to have secured top. And a lot of damage into the tower, but not enough to take it down. Indeed, these towers are getting chipped a little bit. This one's still pretty good looking. But again, I think that Dire side, they've just got all this really good farm priority, and they've got 2 of the top 3 net worth here, and that's what they really their winning recipe is going to be to protect these 2 heroes. Get Snice and Humble Korean just all of the priority, and hope that they carry the crap out of you. For Radiant side, I think their win condition is to be maybe a little bit more proactive on the map right now. I mean, they're kind of letting the ganks come to them. Like for for Radiant side, they're trying to make things happen so that they don't get snowballed on, and Radiant are saying, well, come on and fight us, and we're gonna match your aggression, and it's working out for him. But I can't help but feel that this Leshrac, you know, he's gonna fall off inevitably, and he doesn't quite have all the items that he wants right now, but when he does get them, it might almost feel too late. I just don't know how much control this guy can really put on such a strong late game lineup. Now, bashes are going to come out into the Ogre, and he is going to die to a Sunstrike bash combo. And Centaur Warner ulti is going to come out as well, see if they can find a second kill off of that, but the Omni Knight's going to TP out, and the Leshrac is back top again, pushing, while his opponents are all ganking bottom. And now he's got a Spirit Breaker charge on him, which he might have caught. No, that's Dire Wards. But the charge is going to get cancelled regardless. Next on the list for the Omni Knight, actually almost finished, is a Pipe of Insight. Good magic damage, defense. Just want to stop the Invoker from being too strong in the team fights. Drum Charge is going to get popped by the Leshrac just to get his teammates away from the impending gank. Virtual Spirit's also looking pretty wealthy for her support, looking almost equal in net worth to the Centaur War Runner. He's got himself a 4-staff. Excuse me, I had to yawn there. Alright, so Ice Path's going to come out from the Omni Knight. Ward planted by the Jakiro. Omni might have caught that ward get planted. I mean, he did get planted right in front of him. While this is happening, bottom is getting pushed in by the Juggernaut and the Invoker. Not the trade that Radiant want. Now Charge is going to come in onto the Omni Knight. He's getting focused. Eclipse came out and did finish off the Juggernaut. The Humble Korean is going to Ghost Walk and get out. And now it's all about whether or not Dire can take the trade here and kill this Omni Knight off. They are going to get the Spirit Breaker bash onto him. Then a Ice Path is going to follow up. And they're going to be able to get enough damage on him to finish him off. So good kill on both sides. The Omni Knight and the Juggernaut both very high value. Interesting trade. More tower damage done bottom than was done top. Top tower very protected now. Radiant looking to set up. Damn, I had to yawn again. Sorry. Radiant going to set up onto the bottom tower. They're going to be able to take it down. Macropyre is going to get dedicated, but a Yule's and Earth Split combo is going to help finish off this Jakiro, it looks like, as the Ogre provides the necessary utility to get the kill. And now, short a Jakiro, the Centaur Warrunner TPing top. The Juggernaut just came back up. Is this really a fight that you want to go for if you're Radiant? I mean, this is really aggressive. Invoker's going to throw out NATO EMP. It's not going to hit anybody. But it is going to kill the wave, and maybe Radiant think about getting back now. They did get some good chip damage onto the tower. I mean, they were only there for a second, and they took down to half health. So not bad to take up that space while the Jakiro's dead. And they've got a wave there. And just getting back when it becomes anywhere close to unsafe for them to be there. Now, there hasn't been a Roshan attempt yet. I'm wondering if Radiant don't take this map control they've got and start trying to hit it. A Roshan would look really good on the Leshrac or the Luna right now. I think it would look really good on the Luna. I mean, you really want to kill this Luna if you're Dire. She's the only one who's really stopping you from rolling over them once you get all your items. If you can slow her farm down a little bit and control her, it would be absolutely optimal. Now, a smoke is coming out from Dire's side. They're a little too afraid to cross the river into the high ground, however. And they see the Omni top, so they're going to start going after him. And they do have a charge on him now. The Ogre is actually getting back, but Venge, Ogre, and Luna are all coming in to counter gank for this Omni Knight. He is going to get Omni Slash, and they're also going to dedicate the, what's it called? Nether Strike to finish off the Omni Knight. Now, Luna's going to come over, and Manta hit the Spirit Breaker, but the impending counter gank ended up fizzling out. Weren't confident enough to fight with the Omni Knight dead. So now another Spirit Breaker charge going to come in onto the Leshrac. Centaur Warrunner ulti is going to come out, and the Invoker is right there. He's going to get the Meteor Deafening Blast combo off. Now the Leshrac is going to pop his Yules, and they're going to finish off the Spirit Breaker with an Eclipse. The Macro Power also dedicated, but not able to finish off the Leshrac before the Spirit Breaker was able to get caught out. So, and now a D-Ward from the Jakiro. So both teams definitely got Roshan on their mind right now. I think Dire understand that Rosh control is going to be the kind of the backbreaker to this game if they aren't able to stop Radiant from taking a Roshan before it's too late. Then the game might end very fast for them. So getting some vision up over here. Let's see what items we got going here. Basher coming out very soon for the Juggernaut. He's also got Manta since we last checked him. Centaur's come back just slightly, quietly. He's got Hood and a Blink, which is just about all he really needs. I mean, a lot of magic damage coming out from this team, so the Hood's really good. I think he might like to have a pipe someday, but the Hood's sufficient for now. Damn, man. Alright, Blink Aghanim's gonna come out into the Invoker. Are we looking to smoke up again over here? Looks like we might. Another smoke from Dire. They really, I think, want to find this Luna and get a kill on her. And she's kind of the one that they haven't been able to find throughout all these fights. They do see... They do not see... They do catch glimpses of these heroes over here quite... And now the smoke's going to come out. It's going to break onto the Ogre. Ogre and Omni both centered into this. EMP is going to come out. It's going to take all of Ogre's mana. He's also going to get Sunstruck. And he's still alive. Vengeful Spirit's going to come in and swap the Ogre out. Centaur Warrunner is going to get blown up. Omni Slash is going to come out, but it's not going to be able to finish anyone off. Another strike onto the Omni Knight. Now NATO is going to come out, and Meteor is going to whiff, except it is going to hit the Luna, however. She's going to get repelled up, so she's going to be fine. And the Spirit Breaker is going to get finished off. Now everyone's going to start focusing the Juggernaut. Jakiro is like, get me out of here, man. Sunstrike going to get thrown out, but it's not going to latch on anyone. You're going to miss the splitter from the Yule's combo, and a buyback is going to come out from the Spirit Breaker. You're going to charge onto the Omni Knight. Luna getting very low, going to get killed by the Invoker. He's got that Blink Dagger. That's going to secure that kill. And now that this buyback has come out, team's saying, get out, man. I need to get out of here. Repel is not going to be able to save the Omni Knight, and his TP is going to get interrupted. Let me see the fight recap on that one, man. That was a great fight. Let's see here. Experiencing gold in Dire's favor, but that buyback very necessary from the Spirit Breaker. They weren't quite able to kill the Juggernaut or the Invoker. Missing that Splitter combo was a big deal. Now, because of that buyback, because they put their eggs in that basket and they came out ahead, gonna be an Aegis onto the Juggernaut at the 29-minute mark. So that's a good 5 minutes of map control, just more time to farm out. Maybe push and chip some of these tier 2 towers for Dire side. Radiant, they were doing the damage. They had these really great positional spells. They missed a couple things. Bloodstone now out on the Leshrac, by the way. He's got the mana all day now. He's got 33 regen a second. So using his spells, he's going to be fine. However, a tier 2 is going to fall mid. And now we're even going to start pressuring this tier 2 bottom as well. Radiant's just saying, it's time, we've got the Aegis, we're starting to get our items fighting into us, becoming difficult for them. Let's take all of this control off the map for them. Let's start removing some of that space, capitalize on the gold we haven't taken off of the map yet. And Radiant are ready to defend the high ground. Apparently, a high ground push is what Dire thinks is the correct choice. Eclipse is going to come out, but it's not going to be able to save... Well, I was going to say it's not going to be able to save the Vengeful Spirit, but she is absolutely fine. Mechanism is going to come out. They're going to kill the Centaur Warrior and the Spirit Breaker immediately, and they're also going to claim the Aegis of the Juggernaut. And now he's back up. Stunned, Magic Missile, and there he goes. Stunned by the Ogre and the Luna, and he's going to get figured out immediately. And I was trying to say, just before that fight started, I didn't think that Dire were quite strong enough yet to... threaten the high ground there, and they tried to be aggressive with it. I admire that. They are opening up with the Centaur ulti, just trying to run at him, find the cores, figure him out. They used the Omni Slash and most of the damage ones in Vengeful Spirit, and she didn't die, which was huge. Now this Invoker is gonna get hit by Lucent Beam. He's gonna go invisible. Dust is gonna pop, but it's not gonna catch him. And now he's gonna throw a Deafening Blast. He's just being annoying, man. Just just telling him, hey, stop hitting my tower, man. He's gonna get Yuled and split Earth by the Leshrac. Now he's gonna get brought down. It's a lot of magic damage from the Leshrac, and this Invoker has not bought a BKB. He does have buyback, and let's take a look at buyback status for everyone right now. Oh, that's fantasy points. We don't need those. Buyback status, as it seems, it's just the Invoker and the Jakiro. Now the Invoker is gonna dedicate. Everyone else is up, however, and the Juggernaut up in 5. It's gonna be enough to stop Radiant from pushing. So really good map movement again from Radiant side. Able to take another tower. Got a really valuable kill on the Invoker and created a win condition right now. Kill the Invoker. He won't have buyback. That'll be a push. That'll be a Rax, you know. So now it's about finding that Invoker in the fights, stopping him from being so damn annoying. With all of that team fight spells. As I say that, Butterfly next up for the Luna. I'm surprised that she's not going BKB. Maybe she doesn't find it very necessary, since, I mean, Spirit Breaker still, you know, bashes and BKB with the ulti, and, I mean, the Jakiro is a lot of magic damage, and the Invoker's a lot of magic damage, but the Juggernaut and the Centaur are both very physical, and not a whole heck of a lot of disable. So maybe she doesn't think the BKB is necessary. She is surviving the fights with just the Manta right now. And she does have a Scotty, so I mean she's gonna hit really hard soon. A Butterfly in her is gonna be an absolute nightmare. I mean it's gonna be a really good late game carry. Yule's now out on the Invoker. That's his next item. I don't mind that item. I think it's really good since he needs something defensive. I think it's more challenging than buying spell immunity. To buy a Yule Scepter here, you know, you're saying you're going to be able to Yule's out of attacks that your opponent's going to have on you. Like they're not going to be able to break your blink out of the Yules. And the thing is, I mean, the Leshrac loves someone set up by Yules, so Yules is actually what he wants. So very difficult item to execute against this lineup, in my opinion. But the Invoker seems to find it a valuable pickup, and I mean it's a great item on him. It's gonna help him with some mana regen. He's kind of mana regen needy. Not one of those in heroes you build the Bloodstone on. So Juggernaut now with full Abyssal. Gonna be looking towards Butterfly next, but he's quite a ways off, and he has no buyback as well. He is 200 gold short, so it's gonna be a minute before he gets that. And now just a very casual push by Radiant is gonna take down that last tier 2 on the map. They are getting counter pushed bottom. The Invoker doing a really good job of that, but that's just tier 3 chip damage. I mean, they might want to rotate someone back here, and they're not right now. Finally, the Luna is gonna come back and push this out. They really wanted to threaten high ground there. I could see it in them that they were trying to set up for it, but they're like, oh, we can't, man. It's not worth it to trade the tier 3. We can take it all. Really liking the measured patience from Radiant's side right now. I find that they're really letting the fights come to them, and their counter aggression has just been really spot on. I mean, they've got these really great safety spells with the Guardian Angel, with the swap, just letting people live, man. And I mean, that's kind of the problem with this Dire lineup, is they don't have that burst. They have all this team fight control. They've got the Omni Slash, but the bounces, you know, it's whole RNG, so it's hard to control. And they don't have that great long disable for the Jakiro Macro Pyre either. So it's really hard for them to finish someone off before Radiant get those defensive spells off of, use those defensive spells to save their heroes. Invoker going for a little bit of trickery, not going to be able to hit the Leshrac, but I believe he did clear out the wave there. And not going to be caught for it regardless anyways. Next up, it looks like Luna is targeting this Dire jungle, and indeed is starting to impose on their space, and she's got butterfly, I think. So she's got it and buyback. A little bit of lull in the action. Dire definitely feeling very hesitant after that fight bottom didn't go well. I mean, they thought, you know, the momentum was in their favor. This is the time to take high ground. Yet again, a smoke going to come in into play. No Invoker with him, but he's just behind. And they're going to look to fight at this high ground. However, the Ogre's there to break the smoke, and there comes Ice Path. Going to get a 3-man stun. Is really good. Omni Slash is going to proc, but the Centaur and the Spirit Breaker yet again are going to get brought down just way too quickly. A Glimmer Cape's going to come onto the Juggernaut, and he's looking to not die maybe, but he's definitely going to go. And they even found the Jakiro on the back line. So that's a 4-for-0 trade in the favor of Radiant. Just, I mean, that Luna hits so hard. I don't have time to explain what's going on before two heroes are just immediately dead. Smoke Gank just kind of gone wrong for Radiant. The Invoker is going to take a tier 3 in response. And, I mean, he's hitting really hard, really fast. But, oh, so close. And he is going to fall to the Omni Knight. And I think that might be GG, guys. Everyone's dead, and buyback status is missing. So there goes the Ancient. And, I mean, Radiant saw their timing, man. They didn't even try to go for racks. They said, you know, they're all dead. Let's hit tier 4s. Like, and that's what I said earlier, was that, you know, it's going to be one fight's going to break the base and end the game. And the Evoker obviously just not going to be able to split hard enough for that. Like, really mojo play by that Omni Knight as well. So really cool first game. Snowflakes Assemble looked really good. Their movements, really smart. Their draft, you know, executed really well. Some of those saves were sweet, dude. I might want to rewatch that one, because that fight down bottom, I have no idea how that Vengeful lived. I mean, I guess it was just swap out mechanism, but that was something, man. She looked super dead. Really unfortunate game for Dire. I think a lot of those Omni Slashes didn't go their way. I think the lanes, they lost the lanes, despite having this like all-in like let's win the lanes with the Spirit Breaker type of thing. And that's kind of the weak part about the Spirit Breaker, is that if he doesn't win the lanes, if he doesn't roam really hard and get and help his team get all these kills, he feels very lackluster later on when the team fights start, because I mean, it just takes some good positioning by the opposing team. I mean, you're not going to be able to like 5-man ravage them with one charge. And I mean, suddenly BKB start coming out, you're not doing any damage. Maybe, and I mean, you start to melt as the game goes on. I mean, it's a hero that's not going to get a whole lot of gold in the 4 position, especially if you're not getting those kills in the laning phase. So, rough game. Really rough game for the Centaur Warrunner. I'm hoping the next offlane pick for Dumpster Fire is maybe a little more synergistic. I don't know what the word would be, but I'm just hoping that they pick something up that hopefully can win his lane, and maybe the player, you know, I mean, that wasn't necessarily the hero, the player as well. He was trying to help this ganking lineup and not focusing too much on laning, and really the meta of this patch right now is, you know, focus on your lane, stay in your lane, and get your farm, and come into the mid game super fucking big. Like, you just come in large and in charge. And Centaur died too many times in the laning phase to really make a difference. I mean, he was basically equal to the Vengeful Spirit's net worth, and I mean, she was doing basically the same stuff on the map, except she was being much more successful. So I really like the patience with Snowflakes. Looking for maybe a better draft from Dumpster Fire next game. And I assume the next game will be any moment now. So we're just going to take a quick break and wait for that one to start up. Just going to put some music on for you guys until we get there. Alright, and here we are for game 2. Echoleague best of 3 between Dumpster Fire and Snowflakes Assemble. Snowflakes Assemble won game 1 and are going to take second pick. Second pick probably the stronger pick this meta. You get last pick. They do have to play on Dire, however, to take it. Dire some people don't want to play on. First ban so far, Omni. Gonna get banned out by Dumpster Fire. That Omni was too strong. Snowflakes game 1, so they're gonna say no to that. Also gonna take Doom and Beastmaster out of the pool. I believe they took Doom and Beastmaster out of the pool last game as well. Like I said earlier, just really strong offlaners. And Snowflakes Assemble gonna take the same bans. I think the same bans. Gonna take Nyx, Disruptor, Tide yet again. Just heroes that they're not gonna let in the pool. Gotta be targeted bans right there. I gotta say. First pick's gonna come out really quick. A Shadow Shaman gonna come out from Dumpster Fire, and 1-2 punch from Snowflakes Assemble is gonna be Brewmaster Vengeful Spirit. Now this Brew is a really interesting first phase pick. I mean, it's fine seeing the offlaner in the first phase. Brew's really great offlaner, but he is the sort of hero that you can create solutions for. He's weaker. He's weaker to damage carriers that don't use right click. In lane, you know, like Zeus, PA, like those are types of heroes that can really counter him in lane. I don't know if we'll see those types of heroes from Dumpster Fire this game. I don't think necessarily beating him in lane is the best way to draft, but he is just such a strong laner that it sometimes feels very difficult to not try to pick that way. Shadow Shaman and Sand King gonna be picked first phase by Dumpster Fire. The Shadow Shaman just really strong pick right now. You know, he's got some pushing. He's got a lot of really good disable. He's a hero that has trouble getting in, so usually you see him get Blink Dagger at some point. I'm sorry, give me one moment. My dog was barking. Alright, apologies. Not my dog, actually, my roommate's dog. It doesn't seem I missed much. We're still waiting on the next ban. So, I was saying about the Shadow Shaman, Sand King. Shadow Shaman, really strong support. Sand King, a pretty versatile roaming support. Someone we used to see a lot in the offlane now has become much stronger as position 4. He just doesn't need that gold advantage. Next ban's coming out. Storm Spirit and Shadow Fiend, yet again, banned out by Snowflakes. Again, I think these are targeted bans. I think that they're fine playing Dumpster Fire if they just don't have to face their comfort picks. Storm, Shadow Fiend, both mid-heroes, maybe targeting a small hero pool from Dumpster Fire's mid laner. Just something I might surmise, while knowing absolutely nothing about the teams. Not necessarily true. Tinker and OD gonna be banned out by Dumpster Fire. Tinker, a very strong hero. OD, an interesting ban. I'm wondering if what they're doing here, they don't want to have to face an OD just because, I mean, Sand King, a lot of grounded damage that could be avoided by the imprisonment. Shadow Shaman as well, imprisonment very strong against, so maybe they're drafting something else as well that's very strong on the ground. OD also just, you know, kind of a snowballing mid laner, a hero that can really take control of the game out of the laning phase and be very hard to come back against. Something that Snowflakes seem pretty good at doing after that last game. Earthshaker is going to be the third pick from Snowflakes Assemble. I would imagine there's going to be a position 4 Shaker, position 5 Vengeful Spirit, but it could go either way actually. Both heroes do really good with gold. Both heroes can be played poor, which is kind of interesting. We haven't seen poor Shaker in a long time. At least I haven't seen poor Shaker in a long time. TI7, and since then it's been, you know, get gold on that Shaker, man. I want to get him a fast Blink Dagger, maybe a Drums even, so he can roam around the map, or, you know, some people say get Force Staff or Shadow Blade, you know, roam around the map, just, use Echo on heroes and kill the shit out of them, and, all that good stuff. All that stuff that Shaker's great at doing. And he does it all better with gold. Vengeful Spirit, a good hero to get gold. Like that last game, she had a lot of gold, and it helped her be very survivable. But a hero that also, her spells all work the exact same if she doesn't have any more gold. So it's fine to play at position 5. So I'd like to see the Shaker at the 4. Night Stalker also going to come out from Dumpster Fire. Now, that makes me think that they're playing the Sand King offlane. And I said earlier, not an offlaner we've seen a whole lot because he can do just about everything that he can do with gold. With less gold, he's a hero that just doesn't need a whole lot of farming priority. And there's a lot of offlaners that do a lot more now that Sand King doesn't do. I mean, he's just a hero that it's hard for him to take from the lane because he's so immobile in the early game. I mean, the laning phase, he's gonna have like a level 1 caustic maybe, and he's gonna depend a lot on getting harassed in the lane through caustic to stop to burn through enemy regen so that they can't harass him down the lane, because he's not going to be able to outspace an opponent. He's not a hero that he's going to pull the wave to his tower. He doesn't have like creeps or mobility or anything in the early game to do that. He can stun to run away, he can sandstorm to run away, so he's not killable, but I just feel like he's a hero that can easily be zoned out of that lane. Now, Medusa's been a very meta pick lately. It's a hero that we've seen a whole lot in 7.07, and it's very rare that you see someone win against this hero just because of how strong she is right now. I shouldn't say it's super rare. I think she probably hovers above 60%, however. One of those heroes that just owns the late game. I mean, level 25 is so strong on her. Level 20 is still strong on her as well. They still haven't nerfed that plus 800 mana. So, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, man. I mean, they're not banning out the Medusa, and maybe this is why they're not banning out the Medusa. The Animage is going to come out now, and that's a really interesting pickup to take the Animage right in response to the Medusa instead of last picking it even. Animage infamously good against Medusa because he has Mana Drain. He has an ability which does damage based on how much mana is missing from a hero's mana pool. Very good at blowing Medusa up very fast. But there's a lot of solutions for Animage on this lineup. He's going to need defensive items. I mean, Swap, Vengeful Spirit stun, Earthshaker has tons of stuns, Brewmaster can disable him, and fighting into Medusa isn't always the easiest. I mean, we've seen a lot of Animages lose against Medusas lately. It's not been the be-all, end-all counter pick to the Medusa. Oftentimes, the better response is to ban the Medusa out if you're afraid of her. Than it is to counterpick her. And really, the better counter to a Medusa is to beat her before she gets gold. And Animage doesn't do that. That's the thing, is that Animage is a hero that also has a kind of later game power spike. He's waiting for 40 minutes, she's kind of waiting for 40 to 50 minutes to get all their items and get ready for the fights and stuff. Anti-Mage, gonna have a lot of map control, especially with a Night Stalker. But Medusa's got the team fight. And I mean, that's a scary prospect, and that's kind of the same. It's kind of the same story we saw last game, where Dumpster Fire were playing this lineup that they don't win team fights, they gank, and Snowflakes were like, "Well, fight into us because we're just gonna play as 5." And I think that's kind of what the meta is right now, is playing 5 and winning team fights, and that's how you win the game. Ganking lineups, solo pick-off lineups have not been nearly as strong as of late. So it's interesting to see Dumpster Fire going so against meta here. The last ban is again going to be the puck from Dumpster Fire. Again, a lot of team control, a lot of magic damage. Also, probably the mid laner is really good. That said, though, Medusa I feel like can confidently mid lane, so the puck might not be the smartest ban depending on what we're picking here. Last pick, Pugna, is very interesting. That's going to be a mid Pugna. And Pugna, he deals damage, he pushes down towers. He discourages you from using spells in range of him. Really good at high ground defense. Really good at push. Squishy, though. Squishy and susceptible, very susceptible to magic damage. So that's why I'm very interested in this pick, because, I mean, Vengeful can swap him, Earthshake can just echo the shit out of him. Brewmaster can track him down and dive him under towers. This is a hero that's going to have... If it's Medusa mid, I think Medusa still wins that matchup. I think Pugna can prevent himself from getting right-clicked down too much by the Medusa, but he's still probably going to get hit by snakes, and snakes are going to do a lot of damage, like they always do. And I don't think Medusa is particularly scared of Nether Blast. I could be wrong, and there's gank potential for him with the Shaman and the Night Stalker on the map, so maybe an easy lane to gank. It's not going to be Medusa mid, however. It's going to be the Viper. And Viper mid is pretty good against Pugna. I mean, Viper does a lot of spell damage now, and he's not incredibly gankable. He's still killable, definitely, but he's not the squishiest target, and you could easily, you know, lose 3 trying to gank him and not even kill him. So interesting lineups from these two teams. I really like the Radiant lineup. I think it's just very strong. I think it's what's the word? It's modern. It's very in with the meta. It's very aware of what today is, what patch we're on. Radiant side, it's got all the pieces to it and can work hypothetically, but I'm very lukewarm on that Pugna pick. I feel like he's very squishy. I feel like Anti-Mage as well is the more difficult hero to execute. I feel like this Radiant lineup these guys are going to play twice as hard to outplay their opponent. You know, they're playing the more difficult heroes. But let's see what they got in them. Let's get into game 2 here. Ward on the Pugna at the start. Looks like Shaman is going to block the way. Maybe not. A smoke on the Night Stalker. So an early smoke might be in the cards for Radiant. Brewmaster's got ward. He might plant it over here. He's going to plant it. He's going to be caught out by the Night Stalker. I don't know if he saw him plant that ward, however. The Anti-Mage was in position, so they saw it. They know it's there. Up top, Earthshaker has a Sentry. He's going 3 Clarities and a Mango. I think they're going to be tri-laning top defensively. Leaving the Brewmaster on an island, leaving the Viper on an island. Maybe roam to the Viper if he gets ganked, but I think their plan is to just prioritize Medusa's farm from the very, very early game. And Shaman is going to block. Pugna gets a rune. Sand King's going to block. Anti-Mage gets a rune. We're on Anti-Mage, Viper, Medusa, and Pugna. And haven't dewarded this yet. Still waiting for a Sentry. Ward right here from Radiant to see their mid lane. Let's see who gets the better block here. Now, Radiant did something that's really cool. They let their caster go first, and that makes an easy deny, and there it is. And it makes for a very it helps him push the wave. So he got the worst block off because of it. Like the wave is on the wrong side on Equilibrium, but it's gonna push, so he's fine, and he gets a free deny out of it. They're also gonna bring the Night Stalker and the Shaman around to harass the Viper immediately, and he's fallen low, but now the Earthshaker's here. He is going to fissure, and it looks like they're gonna catch that Viper just barely. They are close to losing the Shaman in return for it, but the Shaker's gonna get low as well, and yeah, indeed, they are going to be able to find the Shaker as well. So a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Radiant at the very beginning of the game. That's absolutely what the first thing they needed to do, was get this Pugna a good start to the lane, get an early kill on Viper before he gets levels in his Corrosive Skin or his Nether Toxin. He's as gankable as he's ever going to be right now. So, I mean, they have all the pieces level 1 to get him. So that was absolutely the smartest thing to do. I'm really surprised both these teams have been so patient. Not patient. I guess what I'm just trying to say, the bare words of it, is that they have been going for runes at the beginning. A lot of teams I see will try to take runes early in the early game, and this hasn't been a series where I've seen either team try to go for those runes. It's still warded here. I'm pretty sure they saw it, but not quite dewarded yet. And here it is. Here's the deward for it. Gonna get some gold onto that Night Stalker early. So they're going to block the 1 minute spawn, but not the 2 minute spawn. Gonna be a pole camp there. Due to itemizing for maybe an early kill, there's an Abyss Room top, and Viper has already come right back into this lane. Despite the first blood, he is Viper, so very easy start for him, already ahead of the Pugna in CS. And now the Central Spirit's sitting here, waiting for Pugna to come out. He's like, give me a squishy hero to murder. He's got this Viper here, he wants to make use of it. But Pugna, sitting under his tower, not excited to go pressure the lane, get creeps. And maybe spotted the Vengeful looking for him. He's gonna go back to base. I don't know why he's going back to base. What's he have? I guess he just doesn't have any mana regen items. But, I mean, he wasn't even out of mana, so this seems very bad to me for him to be going all the way back to base. He's gonna have to TP out as well, all the way back to lane. I don't know, that's just a lot that he's missing out on for that. And we're gonna have a quick pause. Looks like Pugna is about to Nether Blast this creep. Probably gonna kill 2 here. Someone is at Sand King's door. Sand King being Math Jets. Math Jets. Math Jets. I feel like I should be able to say that faster. Let me refamiliarize myself with everyone's names. Alright. An interesting conversation going on between the trenches of war. He's already back. No more noodles. No noodles for you, let's go. And we're unpausing now. Here comes another blast. It's only gonna get 1. It's unfortunate for the Pugna. That sucks. Didn't quite have that planned out. And some right click onto that Pugna, trade with another blast. Honestly, I don't think you even trade with Viper when he does that. Like, I think you just get back immediately, because lucky that one missed. But still, like, you're also getting corrosive skins, because he's got 2 levels in it early. So, rough. Great lane so far for this Brewmaster as well. He's getting tri-lanes. He's taking tri-lane, and, I mean, these guys can't even hit him. Like, he's fine. This is why this hero's so strong right now, man. Like, I mean, he's got tangos, he's got mango. You can't fuck with this guy, and he's also CSing just as well as your Pugna mid. So solo XP, solo lane, not able to fucking kill him. So strong right now, so strong. Smoke gonna come out from Dire, looking towards mid, I would assume. Pugna, that very easy kill to find. Yeah, another smoke from the crow. And they're just sitting here waiting for someone to show. But Humble Korean is... he's gonna bait with an illusion. Easy. Humble Korean, really smart, just understanding the gank. I mean, he sees none of them in lane. Why isn't there anyone in lane supporting this this Medusa? And now the Nether Blast and the Decrepify, you know, 2 levels in each, and they're starting to really hurt. So he's gonna come out of lane fine, I think. He's not CSing great. It's actually really bad now that I think about it. He's getting like denied a lot too. Like this laning phase is going very well for Dire. They're winning top and mid, and they're not losing bottom. So it's going absolutely their way, even if they aren't getting these early kills with rotations here. You know, the problem really with this concept to me is that Anti-Mage's hero is sort of this guy who he wants to be weak in the early game, he wants his lineup to kind of have a gold deficit in the early game. He wants the opponent to fight into him, and he wants his team to kind of tank all of the ganks and create space for him while he looks for kills. As I say that, we're gonna get a Sand King Stun, Pugna ulti, or a Pugna Nether Blast, and Night Stalker rotation. We're able to kill that Earthshaker. He was being a little greedy. No vision on that high ground. He's looking for a rune and runs to 3. My point before was that the anti-mage doesn't really want to fight into a lineup that goes later than he does. And that's what Medusa does. That said, Viper, Brewmaster, Vengeful, these are heroes that also do have a good timing before them. So fighting into them is still difficult. It's a really well drafted lineup by Dire. And they're going to get a stud onto the Shaman, and they're going to be able to kill him. The Fissure isn't going to be able to be cast in time to catch the anti-mage before he blinks. And Undone Jim is just going to cancel the cast, save his mana. And now he spotted out Night Stalker. Jeez. Night Stalker, so he knows he's there as well. Starting to get a little bit more farm on the Pugna mid. I can see his items. He's got the bottle and arcanes, which is plenty. I mean, he's got what he needs out of this lane. As I say that, we're looking at killing the Brewmaster right here. He's going to get clapped down, but that's going to be it. Anti-Mage blink into right click is going to be plenty to finish him up. And Earthshaker also looking to be very deep. I think he's dead. Decrepify, life drain, all of it. Throwing everything onto him. So, easy, quick trade for Radiant. Getting what they want out of that one. Just positioning themselves maybe a little better. And laning phase it's really hard to tell whose favorite's going in. There's a slight advantage for Snowflakes, and I would say that they've definitely gotten the better farm out of the lanes. But Radiant looking better on their movements and positioning. That's weird. Like auto zoom. Looking better on their farm positioning. Might be able to make some movements, make something happen. I mean, Pugna already has the damage. It's level 6, and he's already hitting like a truck. That's just the hero. The issue, though, is that he's very killable. I'm not going to be able to find him here. Not even going to block off his stairway back up to this high ground, so he's perfectly fine. And, you know, at this point, it's kind of difficult to say. I guess we're playing... Why is he doing that? I guess we're playing the Vengeful Spirit as the poorest support. But the two look to be very equivalent in farm. I think, you know, not having a good idea on which one is which might actually come back to bite them in the ass. I'm sure they know which support is the poorest one. But I just feel like both supports might end up a little too poor. Both might end up a little with a slight gold deficit. I could be totally wrong. Take a look at the net worth. Shaman ended up being the most poor, but indeed, Earthshaker and Vengeful have very similar net worth. And, you know, this Medusa, she's going for Maelstrom first. I think that's interesting. I think that's really interesting. I mean, she's got a kill and phase already. I'm going to miss a kill. My bad, guys. Brewmaster Split's going to come out. Now they're going to look for this Pugna as well. He is definitely the kill they want. And they're going to find him, I think. Oh, this is close. Oh, they're going to find him with the Brewmaster Split. Brewmaster Split now down, however. And the Viper is going to come in and start hitting down on these this absolute 4v2 situation. The Brewmaster is actually going to survive using Clap. And they're going to find the Night Stalker, they found the Shaman, they found the Pugna, and they're going to take down the Sand King as well. One more right click, and yeah, he's dead. Anti-Mage able to survive, but only barely, and he's not coming away with any farm from that dedication, and he's getting taken out of the lane. He's got to go back on regen. I mean, Medusa took down a tower. She's pressuring a second tower. She hasn't even had any support to speak of over here. And Pugna rotates and she just TP's out. So, right as I was trying to speak about some praise for Dumpster Fire, it does feel like the lanes are owned by Snowflakes. They aren't getting challenged by the opposing rotations a whole lot, I feel. Snowflake is also now just pressuring tier 1 bottom. And Shadow Shaman is hiding in here while they push this tower out. Brewmaster kind of looking for him, but not going to find him. I mean, 2 towers down immediately, and it didn't look like it was a huge difference out of the laning phase before that fight. But 1 Viper rotation, and that's 4 dead. I mean, he just does so much damage, and you can't hit him. And the Brewmaster makes space and just can't get hurt. Oh, that's an unfortunate fissure. Nighttime also now. They're going to stack their stuns as well. I think that's maybe not a kill anymore. And yeah, he's going to fly up to the high ground. Sand King's stun is going to come out. Here's Epicenter. Earthshaker running away. Vengeful Spirit running away. Focused by the Anti-Mage. Earthshaker's going to get killed by Either Shock. And they're also going to find the Vengeful Spirit. Gonna miss the stun onto the Brewmaster. Are going to get the Life Drain onto him. And Life Drain going to come out of range. But here's Shackles and he's a dead Brewmaster. So finally, appropriate rotation by Radiant side. Really just capitalizing on dire mistakes. That was a bad fissure. And then they stacked their stuns. So they weren't able to finish the Night Stalker, and then they just had 4 come in. But yet again, I mean, that's just space. Space for Medusa. She's got Maelstrom now. She's working on Force Staff next. Like, she's gonna farm really fast. This is scary if you're dire. You need to go kill Medusa right now. I mean, you're also gonna lose mid soon, and that's like your most important tower. I mean, your Anti-Mage is already losing so much space to farm. Like, this is gonna be really, really scary very soon. They are going to get Decrepify and the Life Drain onto this Viper. They're also gonna stun him, and there's Shackles. That Viper's dead. Yep. A smoke was coming out from Snowflake, but they weren't quite in range quite yet. They are 3 with Medusa close. On the other side, they might try for a pincher on this. I mean, they know that the Anti-Mage isn't with them. Snakes are going to get dropped, and now the Brewmaster split's going to come out. They're going to start chasing down. They're going to trap the Sand King in. He's Sandstormed, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Or is it? He's also going to get decrepified. Brewmaster not able to find any kills, and they're not even going to try to go for the push here. This is too scary. Too much damage on this team to throw away the lead that they're securing here. And I mean, it is a very small lead. They had 3k at one point, but yet again, the kills and the kills in favor of Dumpster Fire, keeping the net worth very even keel. Here, look, some other itemization. The Viper going for a he's got Veil. He's gonna go for Radiance next. It's a very interesting build. Just reliable magic damage. Almost playing it like a lot of other mid laners you've seen, like a Quap or a Puck. You know, you put that early Veil out in the mid lane. Just are doing that like early game magic damage before BKBs or magic resistance can really come out. And then you're switching over to have some mischance, you know. I mean, maybe Brewmaster didn't want to build the Radiance. He's going for Blink instead. So we're going to put on the Viper instead. Makes him tankier. It's really good against just about every hero on here, except for maybe the Pugna, who doesn't really care about right-clicking. But, I mean, it's also good against him because he's squishy. It's easy to stay on top of him and burn him down. Keep Blinks on cooldown. And they are going to take mid here. It's not going to get denied. Very good try by Revamp, but he's not going to be able to find it. Sandstorm going to come out from the Sand King, and now he's going to try to TP away. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to find him. I think he's actually trapped in those trees. So he's going to be fine now. But do an Anti-Mage toe-to-toe up top. Looks like Andy is actually just going to run away. He's not going to even try a contest. So really the action's still mid lane. Radiant aren't gathering up quite. They're trying to maybe a little bit now, but they've really not been focusing on... It's really 4 versus 4 with the Medusa and the Anti-Mage both farming, so it's just a 4 versus 4 fight. Swap's going to get dedicated on the Sand King. There's a stun. There's Veil. He's Gonna get Echo Slammed right before he channels the Epicenter. Echo Slam for an Epicenter, that's a great trade. Gonna take out that Sand King before he can use his damage. Now Viper Strike onto the Shadow Shaman. Night Stalker's gonna run away. It is in fact nighttime. For 2 seconds. Da-da! Day! Good fight from Snowflakes. They do lose the Sand King, or the Vengeful Spirit in response. But the Medusa, a very sizable lead in the net worth. I think all the space that she gets to farm just really benefits her. Anti-Mage, you know, he's got Battle Fury at 16 minutes. It's good timing, you know. He was able to have the focus in lane that he needed. Brewmaster Split's gonna come out. He's gonna NATO the Anti-Mage, and here comes Viper. But they don't have the control to kill him. It's a lot of damage. He's got the Veil. Viper Strike's gonna blink him. He is gonna get hit by the Magic Missile. Right? Magic Missile? Wave of Terror, my bad. Magic Missile's stun. I should know that. I play a lot of this hero. But the A-Mage is gonna be able to get away. Just blinks out. Not quite enough damage. Very, very close. Viper Strike was almost enough. Now, Pugna is life-draining this Medusa. She's getting really low, and Viper is silenced. She might fall here, and indeed she will. That's also Snake's dedicated for mid, and no one else is TPing yet, so this Night Stalker feels safe to man up on this Viper. Now Earthshaker's going to come in. Shaman is going to die, but the Earthshaker's going to be the trade. And Viper had to run away to the Shrine. That's mid-tower down. Really reliable push for Radiant side. They are really, you know, with the Pugna and with the Shaman Snakes, even in this early game, they have the tools necessary to push towers and take space. And I think that's something that a lot of lineups that, you know, when they pick an anti-mage, they really lack, is you pick this carry, and then you don't have any reliable push to keep the mid-game in his favor, or at least take trades so that there's some space for him on the map to farm. So really good drafting concepts there coming to fruition from Radiant side. They are going to lose their Night Stalker on the retreat. Just something that happens sometimes. We've got a Vengeful Spirit on the opposing side. Yet again, strong hero this patch. Looking for a smoke maybe from Zyre. Viper's not coming. But there's 2 bottom here, and they're squishy. Also not a lot of mana right now on this Vengeful Spirit, and Viper closing in on the Radiant, so maybe decide to just farm a little bit. Wait for the items to come to them. This Medusa as well, you know, she's built a 4-staff, she's got that on the Crow, and she's heading towards Monta next. Does she actually have 4-staff and a Yasha? Oh no, she went just Yasha, okay. So never mind, she scrapped the 4-staff, she went for Yasha instead. Decided, you know what, I don't need the 4-staff, I'm gonna get locked down by the Shaman anyways. What I need is more damage, more movement speed, more survivability. Let's build a Monta style. Take a quick drink. Shadow Shaman's pretty deep. He's got an Invis rune. Just looking for vision, trying to find out what his opponents are up to. And he's got Brewmaster in his sights. If Radiant were to, as I say that, Stone Gaze is going to come out. No one's going to get frozen by it. Swap now in on the Night Stalker, and he's going to start getting focused. Wave of Terror out. Magic Missile already dedicated, so he's not. He's going to be fine. But the Pugna is going to die really quick to a split. So Night Stalker looking to TP out. Oh, barely makes it. He had no HP. That was close. And I mean, with Pugna dead, that's a lot of control off the map. I mean, you know Anti-Mage isn't showing to fight, so you essentially have a 5v3 situation. This is a great time to start pushing down some towers if you're Dire. And I also didn't notice that she got that Dragonlance. So Dragonlance Yasha, I mean, just a lot of tankiness, a lot of damage. They are going to TP to defend the tier 2. I mean, the snakes were dropped for it. Anti-Mage going to TP out. Shaman's sticking around. I don't think he knew that this Medusa was so close by. And Blink going to be up on the Brewmaster in 1. Not going to be able to finish off the Shadow Shaman. Did take a trade for it down bottom, or down mid. Viper was able, without even the Radiance, to solo kill, or it seems he traded the Sand King and the Night Stalker for the Vengeful Spirit. And now he's going to TP out, having kind of done his job here. Low on mana now. He's a little mana dependent. I mean, he's got Radiance now, so that's strong. Also, a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. He was able to stay alive long enough. And I mean, that puts this Vengeful Spirit in true 5 territory. Look how poor she is now. This is what I was worried about earlier, was that both heroes were going to be poor because they were both playing a little greedy, both buying a lot of, smokes and sentries and stuff. But this Vengeful, she took the high road. She's going to be our support, and the Earthshaker is going to take the utility role. A smoke out from the two of them. Just looks like they're on a warding mission, sort of. And good blink away from the Earthshaker there. I think maybe he would like to have not revealed his blink in that manner. 3-man smoke on top of the Pugna is going to come out from Radiant's side now. They're looking for some action. Anti-Mage behind them as well. He has Manta Style, so he's ready to take a fight. They are going to find the Earthshaker. He's going to fall really fast. Now, a good snake from Medusa, and she looks a little scary, but I mean, they have to know that people are in the area. And here comes the Bruce Split, right on top of the Stone Gaze. Anti-Mage hits all of Medusa's mana down with just 2 illusions. Here comes Epicenter. It's a really good Epicenter. Dust is going to come out from the Vengeful Spirit, and the Sand King is going to die. So, despite a really good spot on the Epicenter, not able to take out that Vengeful Spirit, she's going to be able to finish off the Sand King in response, and that's really just going to cover the retreat for Radiant. Don't really want to fight into that Stone Gaze. So, but I mean, a lot of good damage done on the Medusa. Really made her mana pool disappear there. Surprised that Anti-Mage didn't try to go in for a play. I thought if he just hit her like 2 more times. I mean, obviously he can't see her mana pool unless he's looking at it. So he would have had to have caught it when his illusions were hitting, and he might have been able to focus on other aspects of the fight. But I felt like if he were able to get there, he might have been able to get a very valuable kill on that Medusa. And that's kind of the issue with this lineup, is how strong Medusa's team fight is, and you really just want to slap her down. And I mean, they're just going to draft around saving her. Not in range for the Earthshaker, just barely not in range to be able to hit that Anti-Mage before he TP's out. But yeah, definitely not. The draft for the Medusa is going to be around saving her, so it's very hard to as an Anti-Mage to go hit her, focus her down, and kill her mana pool, and then the ideal scenario for you as an Anti-Mage, it's difficult. It's difficult to achieve. Whereas for Medusa, her ideal scenario is you're going to fight into me. I'm going to Stone Gaze. You're going to have to turn around. I'm going to take a pick off on your retreat. As I say that, Viper is going to die somewhere mid. Gonna get focused down by a Night Stalker and a Pugna and a Sand King. Yeah, they brought everyone for that one. And they're also gonna lose a tower. Really good play by Anti-Mage. Just making most use of the space that he can. He's working for MKB. Maybe afraid of the evasion on the Deuces. She actually went for the damage. I like that. I like going for the damage here. I mean, you're gonna get the Maelstrom and then the Phase Boots. I think the damage makes a lot of sense. The 30 attack speed as well. Not a whole lot of use for Snake Steel mana bonus when you're not going to be getting any snakes off anyways, since there's an Anti-Mage in your game. Like, you're going to be low on mana, so you're going to not be using your snakes in general. So better to just go for the attack speed. Just, I mean, do as much damage as you can in your short time frame. I mean, this Medusa is building correctly, man. And the Anti-Mage is now caught up in net worth. Like, they're very, very near each other. His win condition is still just harder. It's just more difficult to pull this Anti-Mage lineup off. He's going to have to play very subtly. He's going to have a light touch. He's going to have to, split when he needs to split and team fight when he needs to team fight. Smoke's going to come out mid for Dire. On the Brewmaster and the Vengeful Spirit. Looking for someone behind your Medusa. Anti-Mage is the nearest, and he's also probably the most difficult to kill. I mean, he's just farming up a Storm over here. And yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to find him with this. Gonna get a good deep ward out with it. Anti-Mage is going to TP out. He senses the gank. So they're just going to push bottom lane out. Anti-Mage is going to go top and farm there. Brewmaster still staying smoked on this high ground. This is the play right here, waiting for this Shadow Shaman to come up, maybe? He doesn't have the smoke anymore, but he's got a ward, so he's going to see him if he comes. Radiant Scan is going to miss. Going to whiff. I hope they're smart enough to know that they're all down there. And indeed, this seems like a lost gank. They're going to take the tower, and then they're going to TP back home to defend the inevitable push. Teammate just getting Monta dodge nothing. And now Viper's looking in trouble. He's getting life stolen by the Pugna. Pugna is going to be able to find the kill eventually, but the Anti-Mage and the Shaman are going to die for it. And they're going to take the tower, but I don't know if that's worth it. They lost the Anti-Mage. It's a lot of gold. I think that might be just about an even trade. Let me see the fight recap on that. What happened there? It's just Viper doing a shit ton of damage, dude. I think they honestly got hurt by just him like being in the area and just right clicking. I think probably the Viper used Viper Strike. I really did miss too much of that fight. I should be paying attention. That's 3 this game. I need to stop missing stuff. Shaker's Echo still off cooldown. Still got Stone Gaze. Honestly, could look towards a Roshan attempt right now. I think Epicenter is down. All your spells are up. I think this would be a great time going to the pit. They can't really fight into you, and if they do, they get Echo Slam, they get Stone Gaze. Like, yeah, split up. I mean, you have all the control in the fight for this. All they can really do is drop snakes and Epicenter you, and hope that Anti-Mage wins the fight for them. I mean, the Pugna does have a lot of damage in the pit, actually, so it wouldn't be terrible for Radiant, but it feels like they could have used that Anti-Mage death to take a Roshan, but instead they just went back to farming. I mean, they're not getting any building damage out of it either. Their lanes are pretty pushed in. They're getting pushed by the Anti-Mage. He's keeping the pressure on them. Scotty, next item for Medusa. She is fat, man. She got boots of travel already. She got 2 boots. 2 boots. Awesome. I love that early boots of travel pickup. Aghanim's now out from Pugna. And the Anti-Mage. That's not Anti-Mage. It's close to the MKB. MKB gonna be big for the Viper. And the Brewmaster. Good D-ward from Radiant. Now Dire in the pit. They decided they're gonna take the Roshan now. That's an interesting way to break a Linken's, guys. I feel like that's a pretty valuable spell. I mean, it is a very low cooldown, but you couldn't have used a snake or something? Pugna's gonna catch the Roshan attempt. He's gonna put his Nether ward up. Medusa in the back of the pit. Here comes the Sand King. He's blocked in the pit now. Stone Gaze is gonna come out. He's gonna force himself out, and he's gonna survive here. Anti-Mage on the back lines, just doing damage over here, but he is not able to find a kill just yet. It looks like he's gonna finish the Venge off. Age is gonna be used on the Viper. It looks like it's a 1-for-1 trade with the Aegis used up as well. And Viper looking for this pick off on the Shaman isn't going to be able to find it. I mean, they're going to get snakes, but a good play from Radiant. All they're losing is the Night Stalker. They're taking a kill. They're taking the Aegis. They did dedicate a lot for it. So, I mean, this is a good time to push for them, but they are down their spells. I don't know. Still Echo Slam. They still have Echo Slam. So this is a good push. 4-4. Medusa doing damage. Good double stun from the Sand King. Shaman pushing out killing the creeps, pushing out the wave. Pugna's out here picking up an Invisor. I don't know what he's doing. This guy is crazy. Oh, I guess he's probably cutting the wave. Never mind. I know what he's doing. He's cutting the wave. And Anti-Mage is pushing him bottom, so only a little bit of chip damage on the tower from that one. This one, guys, might be long. We might be in for a long game here. I mean, the way this is turning out, we're at 30 minutes right now, and both teams are looking pretty even. Pugna's actually getting pretty farmed. He's got Agnums, Yules, Aether, Force. Like, he's hard to kill. You play it correctly, this Pugna is pretty shifty. Viper, leaving something to be desired. He's begging for a BKB, and he still has Brown Boots. So, I don't know, man. Good smoke coming out from Radiant. I think they might find the Brewmaster here. He is going to blink away, actually. Medusa also nearby. They see her in lane. She's the one they want. They're going to try to look for this Medusa. Everyone's in position on Radiant side. Anti-Mage coming in. Dire sniffing this one out. A Silence going to come out onto the Brewmaster from the Night Stalker, and it looks like that's going to be the end of the engagement. Radiant saying, they know we're here, let's get out. No reason to take a fight if we don't have the surprise on their side of the map like that. So, not the initiation they were looking for. I think they wanted the Medusa to be solo for just a little bit longer, and then maybe they come in with a Shaman and Pugna combo, just kind of suck that Dusa dry until they get her dead, and then maybe take a good engagement after that fact. Team's gotta farm up, get their items ready. That Force Staff was very timely from the Sand King. He had it right when he needed it. It's very good. I guess he was the offlane, so that's fine. I forgot that it's Night Stalker support. And Night Stalker went for straight Soul Vessel. That's very interesting to me. To go for the total Soul Vessel. It's good, but is it great? Like, I mean, you could have a urn and then another item. Or at least half another item, instead of that Soul Vessel. So I just don't know if that's the pickup. Let's see what else everyone's buying. Earthshaker, got Blink Force. And for the movement speed, this game pretty good against this lineup. Whoa, what's Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage already level 23. He went for Uncontrollable Illusion. I think that's probably like the pick you always, the item you, or the talent you always get on this hero now. I don't think that the Blink cast range is actually that strong. I feel like Blink distance, it's kind of like Weaver's Chikuchi movement speed. Like, it's already fast. It doesn't, you don't need it to be faster. It's unnecessary space. It's like, wow, that does nothing for me. I'm just getting life drained a little bit by the Pugna. And here comes the Fisher. Viper Strike's going to get dodged. Epicenter's going to come out. It's going to be a 4-man Epicenter. Now Stone Gaze comes out. Swap going to hit onto the Earthshaker. Going to get him out of there. They are going to finish off the Pugna. Now the Anti-Mage focusing on the Brewmaster. He's going to knock him down. Stun from the Sand King is going to finish him off. Buyback coming out from Pugna. Here comes Snakes. Now Shaman dead. Buyback from Brewmaster. He's got a 4v4 engagement. Holy crap. What a fight, man. It's not over yet either. Maybe it is. Alright. Dire say it's time to disengage. What a great fight, man. So much going on there. Awesome Epicenter, too. That Epicenter was right on point. It was too bad the team wasn't there to capitalize on it. I feel like the Anti-Mage tried to go on backline when he should have just been hitting whoever was in the Epicenter. Because they're all right there, dude. You get a Monovoid on one of those Epicenter targets, you kill like 3 or 4 people. So I felt like that was a bit of a whiff from the Anti-Mage not being able to capitalize on that Sand King stun. Instead, trying to kill the Brewmaster, and I mean he gets him, and Brew didn't use Split, so it's valuable. But like, I don't know. This game, the Brewmaster doesn't feel like the Split is actually causing as much havoc as it could. He doesn't feel to me as noteworthy as I feel like the Sand King has been so far. I don't think that he's the key to winning the fight. I think it's the Dusa. I think Anti-Mage in that situation. I mean, that's the perfect scenario. You hit the Dusa. Here comes Swap out. Stone Gaze is going to come in now. It's on top of the Sand King. He's going to force some stuff away. Invis on the Shaman. He's not going to be able to get away. So that's 2 kills real quick. Stone Gaze down, but got 2 for it. And other than the buyback, though. The buyback came out of the Pugna. But this is as good a time as any to push for Dire. Echo Slam's gonna be up soon. Split is down. And Viper strikes up. So I mean they've got a good amount of stuff. Buyback comes out from Sand King. Not gonna be enough to deter them, especially with the anti-mage split pushing. They are going to finish off the Pugna. That's a dieback. That's really bad. I didn't even see that he was over there. They caught him trying to split the wave, and now they're going to be able to kill off this Night Stalker before he can even finish off a ward. And they're going to find the Sand King as well. He tried to epicenter, it was not enough, and now that's a full Rax coming out for Radiant side. They are going to have to come back home and prevent the anti-mage from taking too much in a split push. But I mean, it's not going to be enough from the Andy. They're taking tier 4s now. This feels just like last game. And now here comes the double stun from the Earthshaker. Here comes the Medusa. She's going to get Abyssal Bladed. She's losing her mana. Mana Void's going to come out. She's still not dead. Anti-Mage has to run away. The Medusa's finally going to fall, but they're still getting the Night Stalker. And that's everyone dead except for the Anti-Mage on Radiant. No buybacks. Dire Medusa is going to buy back. Snake's not able to defend this properly. This might be GG soon. These guys are going to take this tower down fast. Shaman does buy back, so they have a little bit of disable, maybe a window of opportunity here. Stonegaze is going to come out from the Anti-Mage. It's not going to be enough to save his Vengeful Spirit. Brewmaster and Earthshaker not here, but that's another buyback secured from the Medusa. Now the Viper going to get finished off by the Anti-Mage. Now he has all the free time to kill this Medusa. And finally, he's going to be able to finish her off. She does take one tier 4. Another one still left remaining for Radiant side. But, I mean, is it going to be enough? The Anti-Mage has firmly taken the net worth lead. He's gone for Abyssal Blade Monkey King Bar. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded like one defensive item from him. Maybe just a BKB to stop himself from getting focused down by those stuns when he goes in. Just be enough to really team fight, because the split push isn't going to be sufficient. He was able to take a tier 3 with this fight, but I mean everyone's back up, and his team's on buybacks. Like, I mean they're on diebacks. Like they are back after dying. Like another death will also be like GG probably. So they have to play very safe here, but they also feel very pressured to push the high ground and win the game while they have an opportunity. The Viper is going to buy back to help defend this. The Medusa is down for 60. A stun is going to come out onto the Earthshaker. There goes the Echo Slam. Swap's going to come in to save the Brewmaster. 3-man Epicenter isn't going to be enough. Going to kill the Anti-Mage. Going to kill the Night Stalker. Going to kill the Sand King. Pugna is pushing top. He is going to claim a Rax. But I mean, Shaman wasn't there with Snakes. Pugna's actually going to push bottom too. What a play by this guy. If they don't catch him here, I'm going to be amazed. He's going to try to push into the tower. I mean, they're not even going to try to move for him. He's going to get out immediately. So, but I mean, this is bad, dude. Medusa can't be up in 30, and your Anti-Mage is dead for 70. No buyback. And I mean, she has Boots of Travel. She's just going to travel in as soon as she's up, and they're going to finish the game. Unless you do something here with Pugna and Shadow Shaman. Anti-Mage did have a buyback. My bad. Anti-Mage buys back. That ends the push here. But Roshan soon to be up. Soon. I don't want to say it's going to be up anything but soon. Soon the Roshan will be up. This will be only the second Roshan, so no refresher shard quite yet. Going to be a really big deal for these two teams. This is going to be probably the win and lose of this game is going to be dependent on this Roshan. Here it spawns. The Vengeful Spirit spots it out, so they know that it's coming in. Medusa now TPing over. She now has a pike in addition to all of her other items. Gonna get hexed. Here comes an Abyssal Blade. They see their win condition here is to kill the Medusa, but she's going to get swapped out by the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful is going to get finished off by the Anti-Mage Mana Void. I don't think he didn't even know what hero he was hitting there. I don't think he wanted to use that Mana Void on that Vengeful Spirit. She is not worth it. Mana Void now down. Snake's dedicated. Brewmaster split dedicated. They are going to find a Night Stalker here. He's going to use nighttime, so there's less vision. At least that's actually pretty good. Hex going to come out onto the Viper. He's going to get Life Drain. Here comes the Echo Slam. Gonna find the Pugna. He didn't BKB before his Life Drain. That would have finished off the Viper. Earthshaker is going to fall. Life Drain still coming out from the Pugna. And it's just a 2-for-2. This fight is so even. Now Radiant chasing for another kill. They really want this Medusa, and if they can find her, she's so low. But they're not going to be able to. Instead, they're going to turn to the Roshan. They're going to be able to claim this Rosh, put it on their Anti-Mage. I would assume onto the Anti-Mage. That Pugna just did so much damage there. They weren't able to finish him off. He actually could have done even better if he'd BKB before the Echo Slam. He wouldn't have even been able to be stopped. And yeah, they're going to put on to the Pugna, it seems. And this game just got scary. Actually, they are going to put on the Anti-Mage. I'm going to give Cheese to the Pugna. This game just got scary for Dire. I mean, that's a huge win condition for them. I mean, you guys die once, and they might be able to end the game really fast. I mean, push from either team, honestly, is really good. But, I mean, Radiant just, they have the extra lives. It's just a huge win condition. Take the gold off the map for Radiant's side. Just want to take what they can, take all the space that they can be given, get any extra items out of the way. A butterfly almost completed for the anti-mage. Let's get buyback status real quick. Not up for him for 5 minutes still. So the Aegis on him is actually very important. I mean, buyback is up on Viper. I mean, up on Pugna. No buyback on anyone except for Earthshaker and Brewmaster on the Dire side. A Medusa kill here is really bad. Anti-Mage kill is really bad too, but he's got an Aegis. It just creates an advantage for the Radiant side. So they can really control this map here. Get the most out of the 5 minutes they've got. The question though is, when do they go? Because I mean, it doesn't get better if they wait longer. I mean, Dusa went Orchid. She's got Bloodthorn now. That's scary. She doesn't even have a Scotty yet. I mean, imagine if you wait for her to also have a Scotty. If you let this, or Mjolnir, whatever she's going to build next, I assume she's going to 6-slot herself, because she's still got the phase boots. And I mean, you're also giving time for Viper to build an E-Blade, which is pretty scary. I don't even know what this is. He's going for AC now, but he has an Arcane Orb. I assume maybe he was going for like a Lotus or something earlier. Weird. I don't know, more gold just looks better on Dire. So it doesn't seem like it's in Radiant's best interest to really wait too long before they go for their next fight. And indeed, they're starting to make a move. Viper's actually getting focused down. Here's a really good stun by the Sand King, but he's going to get silenced. There's the stun out. Here comes the Stone Gaze. Gonna freeze the Anti-Mage. He's gonna get frozen. There's the Aegis. Echo Slam also came out. Pugna's still safe. Anti-Mage at the center of this. They're gonna look to focus him down. And indeed, he's gonna die. Oh, that's really bad. That's 4 dead for Radiant. Now the Pugna getting chased down. I mean, he's a shifty. He's a really speedy fellow. So they're not going to be able to find him, but there's no buyback on this Anti-Mage. And I mean, they've only got 1 tier 4 left. This is very scary for Radiant right now. All they can do is buyback on the Sand King. And yeah, here's the buyback on the Sand King. Comes some life drain from the Pugna. But I mean, 1 blink on that guy and he's dead, dude. Vengeful Spirit's revived. Earthshaker dead for 30. And he's just going to delay as much as he can. Here's a stun onto the Viper. Gonna life drain the Brewmaster. Now he's gonna have to BKB, but he's falling so fast anyways. Just so much physical damage. He's gonna have to go back to Fountain. Now the Sand King's gonna stun again. The Shaman is over. He's gonna Hex. Pugna's back. Shackles onto the Brewmaster, but that Shaman's falling so fast. So is the Pugna. He's gone. Sand King's there, but I mean, he's not gonna be able to do anything. He might find a Brewmaster kill. Maybe not even that. Pugna's gonna buy back. Hitting the Ancient. And this is going to be GG, guys. I just don't see a way that they stop this from happening. Stun onto the Pugna. There's Shaker. Buyback from the Shaman right after he gets killed. And it's going to be the end of it. all in all, really good series played by Snowflakes. The second game, it just felt like they drafted the easier to execute lineup. They had the stronger, more meta picks. Radiant, both games just felt like they're trying to execute kind of difficult heroes. I felt like both their drafts kind of lacked direction. That's kind of weird. The second draft was definitely better. I just felt like the second draft didn't fit against Snowflake's draft. They weren't playing something that really played to their advantage against Snowflakes. And then they weren't really playing to their timing. I think they felt confident that they could win it in the late game, or at least that they wouldn't be able to win it in the early game versus like a Viper Shaker. Like, it's just a lot of really good control even out of the laning phase. So it's a hard game to win. And then they just let the Medusa free farm so that they could get farm on the anti-mage. I felt like it would have been better if they played the anti-mage a little bit more sacrificially. If it meant that they could get kills on the Medusa and slow her farm down. But they didn't even feel that slowing Medusa's farm down was necessary, and then she just hits like a truck. She went this huge damage build. And she's just such a strong hero. The first draft from Dumpster Fire, I felt like really lacked direction. It felt like they wanted... it almost felt like they were just picking what each player wanted for their heroes. Like, the heroes didn't have a ton of synergy as a lineup. They didn't have a great timing window. They didn't... I saw very small win conditions. Like, their window of opportunity was very difficult to achieve. And Snowflakes, they just felt like they were playing the more obvious picks, the better draft. They were just like, here, this is what works. We're going to do it. You're going to have to outplay us. Go ahead and try. All in all, though, really great series from both teams. These games were competitive. They were fun to watch. Both teams looking pretty strong. Happy for Snowflakes. Good games to them. And very decisive 2-0 victory. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. That's going to be it for me for tonight. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you again next time. Thank you very much.